I remember when I decided to leave the chamber, which I loved. I could have stayed at the chamber forever. I mean, people were like, she's a lifer, because I did. I loved it so much. But part of the reason that I left is because I just had this feeling like I'm ready to do something else. I'm ready to explore a new opportunity. And the opportunity that I took was very similar to my chamber role, but it put me in a different place, and it put me more into the marketing world specifically. And because I started working at the community redevelopment agency for the city of West Palm. And it was so fun because I took a role where part of the reason why she hired me was because she's like, you're creative. Do what you got to do to get more people into these areas when you're marketing. And so again, I go back to, it's always about the people that I've gotten to know. Like, I attribute so much of what I've been able to accomplish to every single person that fed into me, every single person that gave me an opportunity, every single person that encouraged me, every single person that believed in me, even when I had no idea what I was doing. You know, when I started my first company, I just saw this person the other day. They're a local Minuteman Press. They're incredible. They're in Boca, and it's run by this couple, Mike and Lisa. And when I started my company, they were like, okay, we'll take a chance on you. We'll hire you. And I was like, oh my gosh, they became one of our first clients. And I was like, oh my gosh. And that was from all of the conversations and the relationship I built with them while I was at the Chamber of Commerce. And so I feel like people, like, this is why having connections like this is why relationship building is so important, because that is what sparked so much of me wanting to help people, support people, lift people up, because I just experienced so much of it myself.
Yeah, I think there's a ton of power in relationships as a whole. And we know this to be true in like the networking side of things. Sometimes it can feel as if it's like a pressured relationship, right? Where you're like, oh, we're here to network, right? And therefore there has to be some sort of exchange. Here's my business card. What can I do for you? What can you do for me? But in a Chamber of Commerce type of situation, your sole role is to serve. You're like, your sole role is to like find out and explore and create things. And I love that creativity is kind of the theme or the through line of what it is that you do, because people are attracted to creation. I mean, we're creative beings because we are created by a creator. And therefore, when we get to see how that comes to life through different people, then the relationship feels more of that organic, hey, let's go get a cup of coffee. I want to hear about how you created this, rather than networking. You have a business, I have a business, let's exchange business cards. And then it feels very dry and pointless, where now we have this sense of, that is so cool that you've had all those experiences and mentors and people who believed in you. No different than myself, but there's layers to it. And I think if we can share those layers, whether through a podcast or whether through a coaching conversation or through just being in the community, that goes so much further, because they're not looking at you as a valuation like barter exchange at the forefront, though it becomes an opportunity to do that later.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true. And it's storytelling, right? I mean,
That's totally it.
that's
Yeah.
why we love story, because it's about the journey. We get excited to hear about people's stories, and everybody has a story. Everyone has, hey, this is how I started. This is what happened. And that's why I think creating is so exciting, because you have an idea, whether it's for the podcast or a business or a program or whatever it is. Everybody is creative. Not everyone thinks they are, but everyone is creative in their own way.